Sup guys? So, if you're a fan of me, you're probably used to this at this point, right? Year starts, I'm gonna absolutely suck balls at Smash and just get washed all the time. And suddenly I'm gonna figure out why I'm getting washed and maybe do well. And that's what happened over the weekend at Luminosity Invitational. Space I've been getting destroyed before, yada yada. But this event is my first go event in a while, pretty much the entire year. And I just want to talk about this. Be like, damn, what did I do to not get destroyed? What adjustments have I finally made? So, around this time last year, the thing I realized is my detether play was lacking with Rosa. Like, I wasn't walling people out enough with it, and I was trying to play two tethers, which just leaves me getting, like, opened up because in Luma, like, I don't have the space control I need, yada yada. So this year, you know, I've been trying to work on my detether play, and the issue I've noticed is that detether play, like, poking out with Luma, it's really annoying, but it doesn't do much damage, right? And Luma is also vulnerable when I do that. I shoot Luma out, and it's like, wow, look at all this range. And if I'm not preemptively covering that, someone could hit Luma. Meanwhile, I'm doing like small pokes of like 8 damage at a time. And that was the issue I was having for a while. I was trying to figure, what can I do to get more damage, keep Luma alive, play safe? There's a lot of things to figure out. My character's complicated. You can't just mash Nair and Minecart and Spin Dash and up B. I showed pain, suffering. Bayonetta Cyber just popped into my head, and I just had flashbacks to Smash 4. Anyway, so this event though, I was really at a Diamond Dust actually when I got put in the losers. I kind of had a little spark. I'm like, what if I stop camping people? That sounds weird to say, right? And it's not gonna happen. Clearly, I'm too camping of a player, but it made me think a bit more. Alright, how do I like assert getting damage and aggressive play? And you really see it in the sets from the Luminosity Invitational. So let me just kind of discuss what I was doing in the different sets that made me do well. So, first I played was Leo. We know what happens there. I was actually very annoyed. I feel like I had a game plan going into the Leo set, and then he goes Byleth, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? I haven't played against this character in forever. I don't prep for this character. Why are you playing this character out of nowhere? This is unfair. I do this to people all the time, though, right? Why don't play a character for a year and then suddenly, hey, look, Olimar! Olimar's back, guys! Wow, this is so cool! Yeah, I hope didn't forget the matchup. So I get it. Both games are a last hit. Like, legitimately, he was like a 90, 100%. One good purple backer in the corner to take it. I think game 2 in particular, he did like aerial into like full hop back air. And my back air, from what I remember, barely whiffed. Like a pixel off when I died for it. I'm like, ugh. And there was just a lot of instances like that where my spacing was like pixels off and I got punished for it. And it was super annoying. But whatever. That was the hardest set out of the way for my first match of the pools. And then I fought Tweek afterwards. And Tweek's actually like the one player I feel very comfortable with versus at like the top 10 level. It's like that and like Mia when he only goes Game Watch. Fight Tweek and I like Diddy Kong Rosa. The thing I was really trying to mess around with, using Luma, not just interrupt Diddy stuff, right? Like that matchup is very much like you shoot Luma and Luma protects you from a lot of Diddy Kong stuff. You can use it to block bananas. You can use it to stop banana-based combos. Diddy Kong General has a lot of like longer combos that Luma can interrupt as long as you're positioned for it. And Diddy Kong's attacks don't do a lot of damage or knockback, so Diddy has a lot of trouble killing Luma. The one thing I really messed around with, and I'm not sure if I liked it to be honest, was instead of playing heavy with Starbits and just poking Diddy Kong out, which works versus Tweek style, and I think Diddy in general, is I tried to really shoot Luma, run forward, and put myself in spots where one, I can just pressure Diddy Kong pulling up banana. Like a lot of times he pulls up banana, I'm like, gravity pull, or pick it up with an aerial and then just start like Z-drop aerialing over and over because it's hard for Diddy to contest the Rose's massive attacks, right? I also tried running a lot more center stage to make it so Monkey Flip just doesn't really kill Luma, right? Like if he Monkey Flips and I'm in the corner, it's bad. And he still got a few of them on me, but I don't think he got a lot, and he also got punished for him a few times. But like if I'm just not in a spot where Luma dies to, not in a spot where he can Monkey Flip into ledge cancels, and I'm in a spot where I can do like Starbits or random button, and it interrupts the start of Monkey Flip and the position Tweek wants to go for Diddy Kong, it's hard for Diddy to get his game going. With that said, it's still game 3 set. Tweek was really hard to kill in particular. I think there was a couple stocks he left like 150 and I'm like, I just can't get the kill move. And I think game 2 where I lost. Those like last stock, I kind of just jumped into forward air like 5 times because I panicked a little bit, and I was like, but yeah, so that was a matchup where honestly my more like proactive style worked. I got a lot of trades, and I could tell Tweek was getting annoyed with how often he hit me, and it would trade in my favor. I also downed him a lot, which is hard to hit, but I'm not sure if that style was correct, to be honest. But what I will say is when I fought Light, even though I think me and Light were both playing kind of sloppy in that set. Light was missing some confirms, and I was definitely just spacing worse than I could have, trying to get used to this more proactive style of detether play where I shoot Luma and then I run forward and I protect the Luma. Luma is protecting me by the fact that I'm taking the hit, and Luma is like, hey, tag me in, tag me in. And that's something that I was really thinking versus Fox in particular is very useful, because if Fox hits me and Luma hits him, cool. And like I can't play tethered because Luma dies super quickly when I'm tethered to Luma, and it just doesn't really control a lot of space. And if I'm like shooting Luma and like staying far from Luma, there's a massive blind spot between Rosa and Luma that Fox is like really able to traverse, and if it hits me while that blind spot is active, Luma is not going to come back and save me. So that's just free damage for Fox, and then Luma dies. So this is the matchup where it's like shoot Luma, run forward, protect Luma, so Luma protects me. Control lost space with Nair, because Fox can't deal with that. Don't be afraid to run up shield, because I can punish Fox grab me in that situation. Basically, force trades because both characters are really light and die really easily, right? Like hit Fox with anything until off stage, he could just get edge guarded. Or like an up air like 110 could kill. I don't think I hit like any Nair downers, but like that can kill him super early. So it helps to accept the matchup is volatile and to play it for hits that lead to good positioning and not so much for damage or safe pokes. And yeah, I think it worked really well. I just did a lot of like run up Nair, a lot of like shoot Luma, stand below platform, up tilt, up air, a lot of try to set him up off stage with forward airs and down airs. It was a very scrappy set. I also SD'd at 0 game 1, and I still won that set, which is kind of cool. I think I probably could have won game 1 and SD at 0, but when you SD at 0, it's really hard to win that game, especially at top level. And like, it's one of those things where someone might go look at it and say, oh, you got 2 stock, doesn't matter. But because he had a stock lead, he was able to take a lot more risks and pick situations knowing that suddenly, since I'm down a stock, any damage we both take like is damage that's more favorable for him. But yeah, I also must say, I think this rule set was not particularly helpful for Rosa. I think having, what was it, Battlefield Small, Smashville, Town, PS2. Yeah, that's since every tournament has different rule sets, that's a rule set that doesn't feel too strong for Rosa. I thought this play was playing sloppy. The strategy was really good for me, and if I just clean up some execution, especially on my conversions, that's something I think this style is working pretty well with. Like this style is working well right now, but the places I can go with it is just execution on my combos and punishes, because there's a lot of instances where it's like, since the tether combos are a bit weird, I'll hit someone with something and it's like, oh, I hit with like Rosa Nair, which is gonna be less knockback than Rosa and Luma Nair, and then I can't get the follow up I expect. Where if I go for like an up smash which is Rosa, I can get the follow up I want, because if it's just Rosa up smash, it's less knockback, puts me in a better position for juggles. Anyway, and then for each box, honestly, each box did pretty well. Game 1 I kind of destroyed him, whatever. Game 2, FD was a smart pick, because going FD versus Olimar as Puff means you can just jump in the air everywhere, and I can't really like use platforms to wall him out. And so it was kind of awkward to try and hit him when he's just whiff punish me if I like swing too much right in the air. But then I cornered myself waiting for him to whiff, and because he has so much freedom movement without platforms stopping his approaches, it's really hard to know where he's going to swing from. So he did very well. Luckily, Olimar vs. Puff is kind of it's a funny matchup, because I just kind of go, yeah, you're lighter than me, but I still have like 60% damage combos on you. And then purple bracket kills like 90 or 100. So then we have bracket. Now, let me just say right now, bracket was really annoying, because they did it based on game count first for tiebreakers, then head to head. Because like I think everyone would agree, Me and Light went 3-1 in the pool, but I had to head on Light, so I should be above him in the pool. But because he had a better game count overall versus the field, he was number 1 in the pool. Which at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. I lost to both players that I could have fought, Shadic and Sonics. But I was like, I think everyone was like, I think I won that pool. Also, I just gotta say, Luminosity people put me in a death pool. Put me in a pool with Leo and Light. Tweek was fine for me. Me and Tweek go back and forth. But they put me in the Leo Light pool instead of the pool with, like, Meister. And I'm like, I see you guys. I see you guys. You know what you're doing. Oh, in retrospect, that pool of Shadic Sonics, which is probably worse for me. So yeah, I have a Sonic set. And really, this is the player I'm not sure to do about right now. The Sonic Rose matchup was a hard matchup in Smash 4. And the thing about that matchup in Smash 4 is at first we thought Rosa won, and then kind of as the game progressed, it became more and more Sonic favor as Sonic's just figured out how to exploit the fact that Rosa is really floaty and her hitboxes are committal. And I think that's what's happened in Ultimate, where the Sonic players have already figured out, okay, Rosa's floaty, hitboxes are committal, and Luma's really easy to kill on random, like anything. Spin Dash can just murder Luma, like 3 or 4 spin dashes and Luma can die. And of course, they're super safe. And then now, Sonics has just pushed Sonic's advantage state to a point where it's like, what the fuck do I do? So yeah, this is the player where it's like, I think my more proactive style of positioning with Luma doesn't, it helps, but it's not doing enough. I need something else to deal with the matchup. And I don't know, it's like maybe just do short hop fast fall, and there's a lot more to call it spin dashes. I don't know if maybe I need to like use Luma to like slow down spin dash. Like when spin dash hits Luma, I can use the fact that spin dash hitting Luma is making move slower and I can challenge it more reliably. Maybe I have to like find a way like when I block spin dash to chase him down more because I'm having trouble with that. There's like a lot of different places I can look into, but I'm not sure which is actually going to help me out and which is like a, oh yeah, maybe I can block spin dash and try to chase him more aggressively. Nope, that's never going to work. Sonic is a good character, but yeah, that was my roughest set by far. I took a game because he SD'd 3 times, which was, that was funny. And then of course he swapped out controllers, and I think he got mad with that controller and swapped back to his previous controller. I don't know. So yeah, I got destroyed in that set. I got to figure something out. I was trying Olimar for a game. I was actually doing well versus him in Olimar versus Sonic Friendlies the day before. In fact, I was taking games pretty consistently. And then he hit me with the last stock, hey, let's put a trampoline on you respawning, and trampoline can still hit someone as they're respawning and they're invincible, and then I'm in the air with that Pikmin, and it's like, well, yeah, I can't play the game anymore. that last stock in the Olimar game, I just didn't get to play the game, and I'm like, and I can avoid that. But I have to be so aware about that. And you can't always be aware of everything at once. You make mistakes out here even at top level. But yeah, then I fought Riddles. And honestly, I think of all the players at this event, Riddles was the one that was least into it. People were saying like, you know, Tweek and Sephiroth after he lost to me. Leo's going Byleth. And like, I think Tweek when he just loses in pools at like Invitationals gets a little bit demotivated. Maybe he's not super into it because like it didn't have major vibes. And Leo always just tries new characters out to see what works, what doesn't. He's never sticks with one character. But like Riddles is definitely a player where I was talking to him where it's like he just seems tired of Smash. I was talking to him after he fought Sonics in friendlies, and he was, bro, he was going through a life crisis. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I fought him, and I think this style of like shoot Luma forward, run up, force a lot of like skirmishes, trades, really works versus Riddles as characters, right? Because walling at Terry's hard. He's really fast, with really high damage off his bursty options. And if you don't take stage control, you can't edge guard him, and that's like you need to edge guard Terry to kill him. So just shooting Luma running forward and being like, I'm gonna nair a lot, I'm gonna down tilt, and then if you hit me, Luma's gonna down tilt you. I'm gonna risk going for the grab, knowing even if you punish me for the grab, you can't get big punish. Really works versus a character like Terry, where Terry has a lot of these combos that use a lot of weak hits, so Luma has a lot of chances to interrupt that. But also by just scrapping with Rose's big hitboxes more aggressively, I'm constantly outranging him and taking space, not allowing him to whiff punish me or use his bursty options that well. And I was able to put him to a lot of spots where I could edge guard him. I think I only got like 1 or 2 edge guards. But like, that still matters a lot. See, I think my current adjustments since Diamond Dust really help versus Terry and even Kazuya, because Kazuya combos don't work on Rosa well if I do this. I lost that one Kazuya Mirai at Diamond Dust. I tried playing super passive with like Starbit spacing and just kind of playing to like whiff punish. Nope, didn't work. Just got out like defense by Kazuya, just kind of shooting lasers, playing it safe, waiting for his opening. But whereas I do this, it sounds weird to say running at Kazuya, and obviously I'm still gonna air camp living, I'm gonna say out of him, because it's Kazuya or Mishima, he's so bullshit. Oh, even like air camping Kazuya is weird because eventually I land an up air, and that up air is like almost 20 damage. Or like he will like electric your landing, he will hit those lasers. Like he has a lot of ways not to kill you for air camping, but to just hit you for obscene amounts of damage. And if you're like 100, Kazuya just kills you with like anything. Like he doesn't even need like a combo. He can just like up B you or dash attack you. I mean, electric up smash, right? And I think that's why my more ultra defensive style versus Kazuya didn't work versus Mirai, where the more assertive style worked versus Riddles, because I'm not taking these random pokes as much, and I'm still asserting the fact that like Kazuya doesn't have a lot of range, right? Like you can outrange him if you have any sort of disjoint. You can outspeed him, of course. If you force him to jump, that's a lot of startup, right? So you're getting more in his face and playing around electric, but still spacing around. Like he's gonna have to try to jump to land like a forward air, or maybe like jump back to throw out laser, and it's weird. Yeah, it kind of worked out really well. And then I fought Meister, and I will say this: Meister has been doing better every time I played him. Like at Let's Make Moves Miami, I played him, and it was 3-1 in my favor, and like all the games were close. I think game 1 he timed me out. I'm not kidding you. Meister timed me out. I am, except for this year, really good at timeouts. I know I timed out Tweek in a game at the Invitational. But that's because Tweek, the way Tweek was playing, I think he legitimately forgot about the clock and didn't realize until it was too late. Anyway, that was actually pretty funny, by the way, because I ran up and shielded, and I'm like, please just don't grab me. If you don't grab me, I win. And he just jumps back fair, and I'm like, cool. But yeah, back to the Meister set. So you can really see his play in the matchup has, well, first talk about the Cloud game. The Cloud game was a definition of, oh, he's going Cloud, let me just, I'm just chilling, whatever, I'm just casual, like, no, whatever. And then he takes the first stock with limit cross slash off stage, just having the end, I'm like, lock in. And then I destroy him. His Cloud's disadvantage state's really poor, and if he worked in that, he could be a decent Cloud. But he needs to not panic in disadvantage state, and especially for the fact that he plays Game Watch, that's a really hard skill to learn, because he's just going to be so used to, like, Game Watch's options at disadvantage being significantly better than almost any other character in the game. He burned double jump almost immediately with Cloud every time, and you can't do it with Cloud. But I remember thinking to myself, yeah, it was 2. Because I remember thinking to myself, okay, the more assertive style I'm trying to go for doesn't really work versus Game Watch, right? You hit a shield, you die. I will say, playing heavy tether with Luma is key to the matchup nowadays, because if you play tethered with Luma, Game Watch murders Luma. One forward air and Luma's dead. One dash attack, Luma's dead. Back air, Luma's dead. Like everything Game Watch has quite a bit of base knockback. So it's not hard for him to kill Luma at all if it's tethered. Where the detether giving Luma defense buff is massive. It means he needs a lot more hits to kill Luma. It also means it's much harder for him to like hit Luma and me at the same time, right? So a lot of situations he'd hit Luma and I could cover Luma. But yeah, so game 1 I was kind of running at him, trying to assert my disjoints, trying to assert these trades. It just didn't work. Or game 2. And then games 3 and 4, I just played a lot more passively and went back to the more old style of space starbits, do a lot of like detether attack cancels to wall out, bombs, and just random aerials. Look for a lot of whiff punishes with dash attack, hold advantage state with like smaller hits. One thing I will say about Game Watch, I hate how the character can just jump on stage with Nair. Like, he's in disadvantage, he just jump Nair. It's such a big hitbox if he times it right, that like even for Rosa with her massive hitboxes, I'm having trouble challenging him jumping on stage with Nair or Bear. I'm like, yeah, no, you got it. Maybe I can Starbin him. If I really want to be risky, I can like run up smash, but with the air dodges, I'm in a super bad spot, right? But like spacing a back air on that's really hard. A forward air on that just doesn't work. It's like he doesn't have to go to ledge if he doesn't want to, but he isn't forced to land on stage either. Man, what a good character. But yeah, so really, that was a close set. I feel like the next time I fight Meister, I expect a game 5 set, to be honest. With how he's making these adjustments. Just the tiniest things. A lot of situations where it felt like I just read him. I'm like, I'm just going to call you out with a grab or a dash attack, and it just worked. But where if I guessed wrong, I could have gotten punished. So, gonna have to look into that. Meister's figuring it out for sure. With that said, I fight Meister not too often, so it might be a while for the next set. And then finally, I lost to Shadic game 5, and Shadic's weird. Where I feel like I know what to do, but I also don't. Like, I'm not sure. It's the times I've beaten him is when I played super campy with Starbits and basically gone for timeout play. But I don't think that works long term. I think slowly but surely, like, Corrin's better at that poke heavy playstyle. In fact, that's kind of the character's game plan is safe spaced aerials, pokes, and then frame traps with loss of damage, right? And I think maybe I have to work on what I do to get hit more. Like, I'm not DIing and SDIing correctly to avoid as much damage as I could. Trying to run up and hit Corrin is so freaking hard. The character just does back air and other things and you just die. Pin is just like whiff punish god. But yeah, Starbits it controls a horizontal range, but it doesn't control like pin range. It doesn't control just jump and aerial range that well from like a full hop. So I'm really not sure what to do there. If I need to really triple down on the poke style and figure out ways to play better, maybe playing more tethered actually is good, because Corrin can't just run up and hit Luma like a lot of characters that good can. Whereas detether, Luma can get hit, but like I run up and shield when Luma gets hit during detether play, I can be like, okay, you nared my shield and then Luma and I can grab you. Yeah, and then also, you can't edgeguard Corrin. That's you have to like edgeguard Corrin before they can up you, which is really difficult if the Corrin just goes super low and utilizes the max range of that up B. But ledge drop the character is hard too, because the character just like jump aerial, ledge drop pin, ledge drop aerial, heck, regular get up in the down tilt, low profiles, a lot of things. And it's happened a couple times where like I did a nair and Corrin goes right underneath the nair and the down tilt connects, I take 1 billion damage because down tilt leads to so much. So I don't know, if I can get the juggles going, up airs and up tilts nice, but like Corrin back air is super good at evading juggles, right? Like you think Corrin's going one way and just back air the other way, but then Corrin can like drift towards the direction they back air, or they can like back air and like not actually drift by like holding the opposite direction. And it's really awkward to juggle the character when you add that to the aerials that control a lot of space and lead to a lot of damage. A lot of work to be done there. Overall, decent performance. I think my main win I was happy with was light, honestly. Like, beating Riddles is cool. Happy to get another Meister win. Tweaking me back and forth. I'm like, I beat light. Even though we both were playing a little bit sloppy. Super happy with that. Happy that I think I play well enough versus Shadic to have a lot to look at and figure out answers to. At least I try something different for Sonic's playstyle wise. So I can go back and figure out what's going wrong there. And now I have recent battle files to look at for Leo. Now I have to prep for another character if I fight him in bracket. And I always run into a bracket for some reason. But yeah, hopefully I just keep doing this the rest of the year. I know the rest of the year is it's 2 half-year seasons. So my first half of the year rank is going to be atrocious. That's just going to be the worst rank I've ever had in Smash, period. So that's going to be rough. But oh well, hopefully I can pick it up, get some decent wins to hopefully get top 30 at this point for that first half. And then next year, not drop the ball. And keep playing this well instead of getting how to play Smash. And we'll see you next half of the year what happens afterwards. But yeah, guys. Hope you thought it was a nice, insightful video. I know it was a lot of ranting. But hey, I love ranting. You guys that like watching videos probably like ranting as well. Peace.